नमस्कार 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 और द 5 सब रूल में आपका स्वागत है। ये मैंने इन द मॉन्क। अरे 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 भाई साहब, यूटी कैसे हैं आप? सब ठीक? बढ़िया यूटी।
ठीक है।
द 5 सब रूल में आपका स्वागत है। ये हमारी नई पेशकश है और आज बेंच पे हमारे साथ यूटी की आवाज यहाँ से आ गई। आज बेंच पे हमारे साथ प्रोवाइडिंग द फ्लेयर यूटी, प्रोवाइडिंग द गाइल वी हैव शुभम, हमारे साथ प्रोवाइडिंग टेक्निकलिटी वी हैव ऋत्विक। लाला जी क्या प्रोवाइड करेंगे हमको पता चल जाएगा थोड़ी टाइम में, हमें भी पता नहीं। और जैफ इकबाल, निधि शंकर हमारे साथ मौजूद है। और आज का मुद्दा जो है वो है मोहम्मद साला साइनिंग अ न्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट and UT getting a new tattoo as well. So let the Hunger Games begin. This is going to be Liverpool और आसपास इर्द गिर्द में जो भी टाइम पास होने वाला है. Let's begin. First of all, UT, how surprised are you कि यूनेस भी साइन हो गया और फिर साला ने भी नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कर लिया?
सी
एक मिनट, यूटी इसके पहले तू स्टार को तो लेके आ जो जिसके चलते पब्लिक आया है।
एक्चुअली मैं भूल गया।
पोड़ा भाव,
अरे भाई साहब,
पोड़ा भाव इज हियर। पोड़ा भाव, हाउ आर यू फीलिंग? साला ने नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कर लिया, कैसा लग रहा है पोड़ा भाव आपको?
फिलहाल पोड़ा भाव पे सारी टेंशन ये है कि स्क्रीन पे ये कौन लोग दिख रहे हैं।
पोड़ा जी, पोड़ा भाव,
पोड़ा इज नॉट
स्ट्रेस में आ गया। इतने
मैं
सारे
पहली
लोग
बार मैंने पोड़ा को कैमरा शाही देखा है
स्टेज पे।
अरे तूने उसको, अच्छा एक बात बता यूटी, तूने कभी उसको अर्नब का डिबेट दिखाया है क्या? कि ये लेआउट लुक सिमिलर एंड मे बी सफरिंग फ्रॉम पीटीएसडी।
उसको अभी बस जाने का इधर से, बस और कुछ नहीं है उसको इधर से।
कोई नहीं, पोड़ा बाद में भी आएगा। Yes, sorry, UT, you were saying something.
Yes, so let me get straight to the point. सुबह से मैं टैटूज के काफी आइडियाज आई हैव बीन गोइंग थ्रू। इट इज डेफिनेटली हैपनिंग। देखो, जब मैंने अपना @ जो है, आई रियली लव्ड माय @ भारती कोपाइट। व्हेन आई कुड चेंज इट टू समथिंग एज नुनेस का नुन्नू, तो आई कैन डेफिनेटली गेट अ टैटू। आई थिंक
are you suggesting that is the tattoo you're going to get?
No, I'm not. If we sign Jude Bellingham, no, नहीं। अब नहीं।
भाई, your promises seem to work well. तो
नहीं, शुभम ने एक बार फंसा लिया भाई। 120 मिलियन के बराबर नहीं है नुनेस का टैटू। नुनेस का
this is UT, by the way. This is UT.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised कि we have managed to do both. But however, at the same time, if you will run back, I was running back through that video trying to figure out कि exactly क्या conversation हो रहा था, trying to find some loophole कि I can get by without getting that tattoo, but that did not happen. So I could remember कि I said 1 of 3 will walk. I was pretty sure of that. And Mane walking essentially paved probably the way for Salah getting that contract. Only one of them was getting that big money. Both of them were looking for the same kind of money. Only one was going to get it. Time will tell whether we made the correct decision or not. I feel we did make the correct decision. Mane, while a fantastic player, I think Salah is pretty much Salah. So
okay, लेकिन एक बात बताओ, ये क्वेश्चन सबके लिए। How many of you were surprised by the suddenness, the unexpectedness, the fact that there was no warning to them? How many of you were surprised?
So early, वो भी so early because we just recently did all our transfer business and मतलब to announce it so early rather than just wait and to get the pressure off.
और वो भी announcement भी हटके, मतलब you don't expect these kind of announcements from Liverpool admins.
And I was so surprised जब वो emoji वाला हुआ ना, जब रामी ने किया, ठीक है, मैं ऑलरेडी गाली बक के आ चुका था नीचे उसके। फिर मैं देखा कि लिवरपूल ने रीट्वीट किया उसको with that ये emoji. I immediately went to one group chat, Liverpool group chat, and I said, भाई लग रहा है हो गया, आज साइन हो गया, सला साइन हो चुका है। By the time I did that, वो फिर उन्होंने वो चिपका दिया वो वहाँ पे, क्या कहते हैं, पानी वानी की फोटो चिपका दी, तो समझ में आ गया भाई ठीक है चलो हो गया, टैटू देखना चालू किया जाए।
Lala, what was your reaction?
लाला कुछ नहीं बोला अभी तक।
Lala, because you predicted this in 2015 before Salah signed for us that वो 2022 में नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करेगा। So Lala, तू बता सकता है कि
मेरे को उसका एजेंट इतना गंदा इंसान लगता है। जब उसने वो इमोजी डाला, मैं सबसे पहले गया ना, इतनी गालियां बकी, फिर मैंने देखा यूट्यूब भाई ने भी गाली बकी, मैं नीचे लिखा उनके कमेंट के, अलाउ मी टू स्लैप हिम। फिर देख रहा हूँ 10 मिनट में लिवरपूल रीट्वीट कर रहा है, और ऑल ऑफ द सडन ये सब कुछ हो गया। तो मतलब ग्रिज ने भी बोला था कि कुछ ऐसा होगा कि इंटरनेट विल बी लाइक लिटरली शट डाउन, ऐसा मतलब लाइक होगा, मतलब 1-1.5 महीने के बाद एंड में होगा, इतना जल्दी तो नहीं होगा। दिस वाज वेरी वेरी सरप्राइजिंग, मतलब किसी ने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था कुछ ऐसा इतनी जल्दी होगा, तो अच्छा है, टेंशन खत्म।
फनी थिंग इज, लाला से मुझे याद आया, ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द आईटीकेस, ठीक है, जिन्हें हमने स्लैंडर किया है इन द पास्ट से 3 to 5-6 विंडोज की, साला कुछ भी बोलते रहते हैं, नहीं होता है। All of them have been spot on this particular window. जिसने जो बोला है, बाकी को छोड़ो, इंडी काइला has been the most consistently correct account on Twitter right now.
ये
मतलब
बाय द वे साला का जो एजेंट था उसने ये किया था बेसिकली।
हाँ हुआ यही है, मतलब दैट्स प्रीटी स्पॉट ऑन। साला कैरेगर का देखा कि नहीं, कैरेगर ने उसको कोर्ट में लेके गाली बक दी, फिर उसके बाद जब देखा कि
कुछ तो हगा गया है
भाई, वो कन्विंसिंग नहीं, वो उसे भी नहीं पता था, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर। उसने बाद में जो है ना, उसने बाद में रायता अपना फैलाया हुआ समेटने का ट्राई किया है पूरा, हा करके 4 टैग मार के, उसे भी नहीं पता था, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर।
किसी को कुछ नहीं पता था, कान खबर नहीं थी।
बट शुभम तेरे को पता था क्या? बिकॉज वो अनाउंसमेंट के पहले ही तेरा वो वीडियो आ चुका था, मतलब तूने पहले काट के रखा था क्या?
नहीं, मैंने दूसरे से कटवाया था।
इसने मेरी ही अपनी ही ग्रुप चैट पे जो है, इसने सबसे वो मांग के वीडियो, मेरे सामने ही मेरा जनाजा निकल रहा था।
इनके सामने मैंने बोला कि ट्विटर पे डालना है, मेरे को वीडियो क्रॉप करके दोगी, मैं उस टाइम बाहर था, मैंने कहा नहीं मेरे को वीडियो चाहिए, मैं डालता हूँ।
ये तो पेड प्रमोशन हो गया ब्रो। बट ऋत्विक, just how big a deal do you think it is, because since you are providing the technicality over here, क्या लगता है कि this is a new face of Liverpool as well, a new phase, sorry not phase of Liverpool where we have Nunes एक नंबर 9 है, और अभी क्या लगता है कार्वालियो के साथ साला का कितना बड़ा इन्वॉल्वमेंट होगा अभी?
भाई लास्ट मतलब what 5 to 6 years से we've been playing the underdog card, but it's pretty obvious कि अभी we are no longer underdogs, we are the top dogs। मतलब कुछ भी बोलो, we are top dogs।
मुझे अच्छा लगता है, सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
The only top dog is Poda।
Sorry Ritwik,
yeah, so I think finally people inside the club have like also realized कि we have to make decisions based on that। So once we have quite a bit of success, we have to kind of start making decisions based on that। तो साला को contract extension देना ही था, and I think this also, I mean the suddenness also comes from the fact that Chelsea were like really interested in him।
Really?
So Chelsea were actually trying to
in
get
Salah
right wingers। So I heard कि they tried to contact him, but लेकिन I think the indication was कि Salah's team said no from the start, so they didn't focus Todd Boehly and co, because they want a big signing। अभी they are like behind Ronaldo, I don't know if that will happen, but I've heard कि they are behind Ronaldo अभी।
आज तो उसको भी मना कर दिया, उसने भी मना कर दिया शायद।
तो it's, and also there's a lack of left-footed right wingers abhi in the market, like top left-footed right wingers। So Salah's extension would only be like good for us kyunki he hasn't shown any signs of decline yet। So giving a 3-year deal, 350k, I think it's well deserved and it's really well structured as well। So Julian Ward ka abhi it's 10 out of 10 performance so far।
Exactly, and he
by the way
by
the way this is John Henry to UT।
मुझे कहीं ना कहीं
आज निधि भाई लोग, मेरे को ये पता नहीं निधि वाज रेडी विद ऑल ऑफ दिस एम्युनिशन, मैं पहले बता रहा हूँ, आज तो निधि इज फायरिंग ऑन ऑल सिलेंडर्स।
अरे आप एक्साइटमेंट मतलब इतना, हम फैंस का तो चलो इट्स ओके कि हाँ हम तो एक्साइटेड होंगे। पॉल जॉयस इतना एक्साइटेड था तो उसने क्या लिखा है कि मो साला हैज साइंड अ न्यू 3-year कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू स्टे एट लिवरपूल अंटिल 2023। उसका एक्साइटमेंट देखो आप क्या था।
भाई वो पहले वो उसको 1 घंटा पहले न्यूज मिली होगी जैसे हमेशा मिलती है, वो तब से चढ़ा के बैठ चुका था, वो अपनी खुशी में ऑलरेडी 4 पॉइंट डाउन था।
एक्चुअली जेम्स पियर्स,
चढ़ाने में कोई गलत बात नहीं है ड्यूटी, चढ़ाने में कोई गलत बात नहीं है।
नहीं कोई नहीं, मैं भी चढ़ा के आया है, कोई वो नहीं है।
जेम्स पियर्स भाई देखो, मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना, जब से रॉजर्स गया है ना, तब से जेम्स पियर्स को नहीं मिलती है कुछ न्यूज़। वो
एक्चुअली वो पियर्स का वो एक आर्टिकल आया था ना, वेयर ही सेड कि देयर इज नॉट समथिंग राइट विद द ड्रेसिंग रूम एंड सेल्फ, तो उसके बाद से और ज्यादा डिक्लाइन हो गया, मतलब मोर डिक्लाइन देन डेली एली जेम्स पियर्स।
बोलता है बिगर डिक्लाइन देन डेली एली जेम्स, व्हाट द हेल। बट गाइस, गैरी नेवल का कमेंट पढ़ा किसी ने?
हाँ
तो क्या बोला? पहले मैं लाला का ओपिनियन जाना। लाला तूने पढ़ा?
हाँ मैं तो लिख के भी आया, कौन से नशे करते हो भाई। मतलब पॉल पोगबा को बाल रंगवाने के इतने पैसे दिए उन्होंने, 19 साल 20 साल के सैंचो को 375 दे, उसको शर्म, थोड़ा सा भी शर्म आता है वो लिखने में? I don't have any words to say, मतलब
I have some stats here।
वो तो बोल रहा था कि साला छोड़ के ही चले जाएगा अगले सीजन, वो उसमें भी गलत हो गया
भाई, उसने वो 3 साल पहले भी बोला था।
2-3 साल।
I can feel it within my bones।
Exactly।
I have something यहाँ पे, ये वीकली सैलरीज का जो वो है,
this is dedicated to Gary Neville by the way।
टॉप जो 6 अर्नर्स हैं लीग में, उसमें से 4 जो हैं यूनाइटेड के पास हैं। उसमें से भी अगर कंट्रीब्यूशन वाइज देखोगे, आई थिंक वरान ने शायद 4 गेम खेले हैं, ठीक है, ही इज द 6th हाईएस्ट अर्नर, 340k पर वीक। Ronaldo is 510। I mean these are all alleged salaries anyways, but still it gives a good idea। डेविड डी गया, जिसको मतलब सरेआम जो है आज के टाइम में अगर कहीं बाहर दिख जाए तो सिटी वाले बाद में गाली देंगे, यूनाइटेड वाले पहले चढ़ के गाली देंगे। ही इज अर्निंग 375। जेडन सैंचो प्रोबेबली द मोस्ट ओवररेटेड, तो चलो नहीं कहूंगा बिकॉज देयर इज स्टिल सम टैलेंट, बट द मोस्ट हेवीली अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड प्लेयर दैट आई हैव एवर सीन इन प्रीमियर लीग। 350k पे वो भी बैठा हुआ है। हाउ इज Salah played us is beyond my capabilities of understanding। जब साला यहाँ पे 6 में से 4 जो हैं तुम्हारे क्लब में बैठे हैं, जिस क्लब को तुम सपोर्ट करते हो।
अरे बट
मतलब
टू बी फेयर
वो मस्ती कर रहा था वो।
he very clearly was
because I think उसने रिप्लाई किया क्योंकि जेमी कैरेगर ने उसको टैग किया, नहीं तो वो करते नहीं।
With Neville you can never be sure, गाली पहले दे तो बाद में देख लेंगे।
Ritwik, I think he was, I think Gary Neville was just having a laugh, bro. Like, let's be honest, because he will be the first person on air to say that, bhai, this is such a big piece of news for Liverpool.
Exactly. I think he's done this quite a few times in the last few months, because Carragher has like started picking on him pehle, and then he has to fight back with something, और कुछ नहीं है अपने पास आजकल, क्योंकि यूनाइटेड का सिचुएशन तो बहुत खराब है। लेकिन so he had to come up with something, although that was like pretty lame।
And I can assure you, अगर फ्रैंकी डियोंग ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया यूनाइटेड को, जेमी कैरेगर के भर के ट्वीट्स आने वाले फिर उसके बाद। नहीं, वो शायद हो गई है डील खत्म। नहीं, वो हो जाएगा उसमें। I saw Pedro Almeida का ट्वीट also कि it's almost done।
आज यूटी भाई का एफएसजी ट्वीट आया है।
शुभम आपको पता है ये कौन है? बिकॉज हम लोग हमेशा लाइक जूहू का झूठ बन के कभी आता है, फिर कभी वो सादियो माने बन के आता है, कोई अराज जॉन हेनरी। शुभम, डू यू नो हु इज दिस पर्सन? डू यू हैव एनी आईटी केस फॉर दिस?
आई डोंट हैव एनी इंफॉर्मेशन, बट हम लोग ऐसा कर देते हैं कि ब्रो अपना आइडेंटिटी बता, तुझे एक शर्ट जर्सी गिफ्ट फ्री हमारी तरफ से। as an
हमारी तरफ से मतलब क्या अभी
ये
हमारे
हम
में
कौन है
कौन सा
भाई?
right
Who is this we?
ये
ये
चैट में ना 50 लोग आ जाएंगे कि मैं ही हूँ, तेजा मैं हूँ, मार किधर है वाला शुरू हो जाएगा। और एंड हु इज दिस अस, कौन है तू दे रहा है?
हाँ exactly.
चलो मैं दे दूंगा, बट कोई आए तो पहले सामने बोलने के लिए मैं हूँ
जर्सी रिपब्लिक।
जर्सी रिपब्लिक।
भाई अभी देख यार, ये मैंने मराठी में लिखने की कोशिश की है, तो अगर इफ देयर आर एनी मिस्टेक्स प्लीज आई एम सॉरी, ठीक है, बट मैंने बस कोशिश किया मराठी में लिखने का।
पर these days तो
रौनक,
Maharashtra is very volatile, so let's not get there please
हाँ
guys.
नहीं मैं इसलिए सॉरी बोल दिया पहले ही कि मैं मराठी स्पीकिंग नहीं हूँ, बट मैंने ट्राई किया। Grace
Shubham,
Khan
this is for
told
you.
that there would be a big surprise from Liverpool if we exclude the Salah deal. What
अरे
else Liverpool can give? यार आप मतलब जब छोटे थे तो आप वैसे बच्चे थे क्या कि मतलब आप छोटे थे तो आप वैसे बच्चे थे क्या कि पापा आए बाहर से, उन्होंने बोला कि बेटा देयर इज अ सरप्राइज फॉर यू, पापा ने आपको साइकिल दी, तो आप फिर आप बोलोगे कि पापा साइकिल तो ठीक है,
सरप्राइज क्या था?
लेकिन आप और भी सरप्राइज करोगे क्या प्ले स्टेशन देके? मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आता है यार, मतलब क्या है भाई, क्या है, अलग
लाला कुछ
लेवल
कह
है।
रहा था, लेकिन
सॉरी
लाला
हाँ बोल।
बोलो, थोड़ा तेज को के बोलो, लेकिन उसे
To be fair, इस तरह की बेशर्मी मैं कर सकता हूँ।
इस सीजन, ये सीजन बेलिंगम, ये सीजन
नहीं, ऑब्वियसली
भाई नहीं आएगा।
नहीं होगा,
नहीं होगा,
नहीं होगा।
ये
द
सीजन।
डॉटमेंट, द वे डॉटमेंट हैज सेड कि वी नीड 120, वो उन्होंने सेंचो
अरे
के
डॉटमेंट तो बहुत कुछ बोलती रहती है भाई।
वो सेंचो के टाइम पे भी पीक उन्होंने वैसे ही बिहेव किया था।
हाँ बस सिटी आई हालैंड के लिए तो पूंछ ला के साइड हो गए, नहीं नहीं भाई ले जाओ, मैं इस दुल्हन की तरह सजा के दे रहा हूँ सेज पे, ले जाओ।
बोल रहा है 12th के बोर्ड्स आने वाले, आइडेंटिटी रिवील हो गया तो मेरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पापा टर्मिनेट कर दिया।
ये नील हो
कौन हो
सकता
सकता है
है,
अभी शॉर्टलिस्टिंग, who can it be?
ये अभिजीत हो सकता है, ये नील हो सकता है, ये और कौन होगा?
अरे
पता नहीं।
आधे नए लिवरपूल, आधे तो नहीं लेकिन काफी नए लिवरपूल फैंस ना ये 12th वाले हैं, बहुत
भाई
ऐसा
रोमांटिक।
वो
ऐसा
गेट से
generalize
निकलते ही
मत कर,
थोड़ी ना भाई
ऐसा
डब्ल्यूए का
generalize
वो
मत
लेके
कर, गाली
निकलेंगे।
पड़ेगी तेरे को,
मैं तो
जनरलाइज
कुछ
मत करो।
छह मतलब 6 से भी अगर फॉलो करना चालू किया होगा, उससे कम में क्या ही एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो तुम किसी से?
Like I have a question for everyone. Like अभी भी after all this signings and contract extension, अभी भी मतलब लोग everyone is like again complaining कि हाँ, I also believe कि एक midfielder आना चाहिए, not at the मतलब structure of like Bellingham वाले level का नहीं, at least backup maybe somewhat that sense. But अगर वो नहीं भी आएगा, in my opinion, this window has been pretty amazing. Like आप सबका क्या मतलब क्या ओपिनियन है कि लोग अभी भी कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं कि नहीं, अगर मिडफील्ड नहीं आया तो हम टाइटल नहीं जीतेंगे, ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा?
देखो
I want to know, I want, sorry Yuti, I want to know what
Yeah.
Shubham and Ritvik say first and then you, because I want to frame the same question to you as well. Shubham or Ritvik, anyone who wants to go at this?
ऋत्विक बताओ।
अरे रेडी तो so I think I mean yes, we are probably a bit short in midfield, बस वही position है where we have to actually improve. But if you see the whole team, if you look at the whole team, defense is actually pretty well set. अभी जो गोमेस को भी एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंशन मिलने वाला है, that should actually do it. गोमेस, कोनाटे, वैन डाइक, जोल मैटिप, देन कैल्विन रैमसे हो गया राइट साइड में,
नाबी
सिमिका,
केटा।
सरोबो। वो डिफेंस में नहीं है ना, मतलब
हाँ आपसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सचेंज, सॉरी
हाँ, आई मीन या तो गोल कीपिंग में भी इट्स फाइन, एलिसन, केलहर, मोर देन एनफ। फिर I mean, attack में they've bought in Nunez, so we have like 5 good options in Nunez, Salah, Diaz, फिर Jota, Bobby का 1 साल और बाकी है, then Carvalho can also be used in attack. So we are quite well equipped in these areas, but midfield में it's there are quite a few injury prone players. I mean, I wouldn't say injury prone, लेकिन availability is a big issue with Keita, Thiago, and even Henderson does pick up knocks once in a while, and he's been playing like very often. So we have a World Cup year coming as well. So it would be great to have an extra midfielder, लेकिन I don't think it's actually a bad decision if we delay for a year. If we indeed get like a big players, maybe Bellingham itself. So we've actually shown in the past that if we need someone, we tend to wait for him. We don't really go and sign a random stopgap player just to cope up for a single season or anything. Ozan Kabaka situation, it was different. It was very different because we literally had no center backs, no senior center backs. So yeah, I wouldn't mind like staying a year longer without a midfielder.
शुभम तेरे को
By
क्या
the
लगता
way,
है?
by the way,
Same
as we
as same.
speak, Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher का full मतलब
क्या हो गया शुभम?
रोनाल्डो के ऊपर they are fighting, मतलब they are arguing.
हाँ, because
Sorry.
Carragher तो हमेशा has questioned the signing ना, that why
हाँ.
has he signed or whatever. Anyway, शुभम तेरा तेरा point of view क्या है इस पे?
सेम जो ऋत्विक ने कहा, मतलब हम लोग स्टॉप गैप प्लेयर्स वी डू नॉट साइन, लाइक वी डिड साइन बेन डेविस एंड ओजान कबाक एंड वी नो वेयर दे आर राइट नाउ, मतलब पता भी नहीं है कहाँ है, एंड लॉट ऑफ दैट हैपेंड बिकॉज कि मतलब बहुत शाउटिंग हो रही थी यार कुछ ना कुछ साइन करना है, सो वी डोंट डू दैट. हाउएवर आई एम स्टिल सॉर्ट of the hope that we will sign somebody because मिडफील्ड में ऑप्शंस काफी हैं बट दे आर ऑल वेरी इफी. मतलब मुझे नहीं पता कीटा कितना संभाल पाएगा, थियागो कितना संभाल पाएगा. पिछले साल वी वर लकी विद इंजरीज, not every year will be like that. So if one option comes, it will be great, like very good. It will be a 12 out of 10 transfer window. Right now it's at 9.5 10 transfer window, but if it comes it will be great. But I am actually of the view कि यार ठीक है रुक के ले आते हैं, अच्छा प्लेयर आ जाएगा इसकी वजह से.
यूटी सेम क्वेश्चन थोड़ा मॉड्यूल करूंगा मैं जो लाला ने पूछा. देख हमारे चैनल पे वी बीन वेरी ओपन अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट वी गेट ऑल फैंस, वी वांट टू गेट ऑल इंडियन फैंस हु हैव डिफरेंट ओपिनियंस. I think till some time back, your and mine, I won't include Nidhi because I'll speak for myself. हमारा opinion about the owners was different. Has it changed now?
Yes, I think Shubham was mentioning it today only. I did tweet out the same that right now, in my opinion, FSG is the best ownership currently in the Premier League.
Wow,
And
that's a big booter, na UT.
So ये भी किसी ने बोला and my only response to that was that my opinion is not a hard line stance which is written in stone. It changes according to the situations around it.
100%, yeah.
If someone is willing to put in the work and adapt to the kind of challenges that we have faced, and I can see that they are doing their best in terms of whatever capabilities they have. I will never go out and actively pick that person and slander that person. Ginny aside, Wijnaldum is a different story. For FSG, I am pleasantly surprised that the way their I'll not say their transfer strategy. Their strategy was always the same, but their willingness to pull the trigger has been on a different level for the past two windows. And for better or worse, what happened 2 years back or 1 year back, where we missed out on a couple of trophies that we could have won if we had shown some intent, probably that somewhere has changed their entire way of how they want to pull
So
the
they've
trigger.
learned from the mistakes.
Exactly, which is something which is very important for me. Even I understand that an ownership cannot be completely perfect. There is no perfect ownership. For me, at least, from where I stood, I think the most perfect owner out there was Roman from Chelsea, who had his fair share of issues outside the probably sport, but at least for when it came to Chelsea and Roman, he was completely 100% invested in the club, and he actually loved the club, unlike whatever is happening in City. So now, as things stand, FSG are doing everything absolutely correct. The only issue which I can see right now, which is coming in, I completely understand that they are willing to wait for a certain brand or a certain level of midfielder which fits in the kind of analytical say model that we are looking at, that this guy should have probably these capabilities or should have the potential to be good at these certain things. But if you talk in terms of the window of our success, that is also very limited. They have to keep that in mind. Last year also, the Diaz signing which happened, that happened because Tottenham was ready to go ahead and make that signing, and we were heavily interested in Tottenham in Diaz, so we said
Yes.
that let us go ahead and get him on board. Otherwise, that signing would also have happened in this window, is my understanding, because Mane would have left, and then we would have probably brought Diaz in and all that. So we cannot just keep waiting for window after window and say, okay, now this is the problem that I see. We don't have a proactive approach to transfers. We have a reactive approach to transfers. And when I say reactive approach, we see that there is a problem, and we wait for that problem to actually cause some level of dent in our trophy hopes, and then we go out and fix that problem. For just once, I would want that to not happen. Let us go out and get a midfielder, even if it doesn't happen.
So point being, you want us to sign a midfielder now. I'm getting.
Even if it doesn't happen, what I would then want is Curtis and Elliot should get proper playing time, so that we can once and for all assess whether they are good enough for Liverpool or they are not good enough for Liverpool. Could be starting role, could be a bench role. Not everyone has to be a starter. If anyone is willing to give in those 20-25 games a season, cup and league included, that is also good enough for me.
UT, I love your opinions because it provides, मेरे को genuinely लगता है it provides us a different tangent from what I am thinking. Lala and Shubham, do you agree with what UT has just said? Starting with Lala.
Yeah, I totally agree with Uti bhai, and I also personally think I had read a tweet from some reporter, and he said that if someone approaches, suppose everyone, like, it's out there we want Web Bellingham, so that reporter has tweeted that if someone approaches Bellingham, a specific club in Madrid approaches Bellingham, then we will go out, Liverpool will also go out and try to match that offer and try to get that player. जैसा उन्होंने बोला कि like yeah, we have reactive approach to the transfer window. I also feel the same, like we can, like, if we want Bellingham, suppose, like, if we want Bellingham, then let's give it a try. Like initially I wanted a Choumini and he wanted Madrid. That's altogether a different story, but this shows that we know that we want a midfielder. That's why we went ahead with Choumini first, and then Nunez was the second option if that would have to happen. So if we know that we need a midfielder, then why not go ahead and try to get a midfielder in this specific window, and that might maximize our chances as well to the trophies. That's what I feel. And I totally agree that we have a reactive approach to the transfer window. I agree.
One last Nidhi to mute pe. One last word from Shubham, and then Ishan joins us. Shubham, तेरा क्या opinion है about what we talk about our owners right now?
So like I was never anti FSG, like FSG out the loud में, but yeah, like there were some times when I did question them as a fan, because you're invested in the game and you want your owners to do something. Like as UTY said, कि यार, there were times in the last couple, like in last 3 years, where if we had proper bench strength, proper replacements, we could have won more trophies, right? Although we have one, and it's not like कि trophy drought चल रहा है, we're not Everton or something, but we still want more and more things to come our way.
मेरे को शुभम का बीच में वो जो मतलब
एक
ऐसे
एक
बोल रहा
टॉन्ट आता है, एक टॉन्ट आ जाता है.
it's like you are तू सिल्क का शर्ट पहन रहा है और अचानक से ऐसे एक पिन आता है उसमें. शुभम कॉन्वर्सेशन इज लाइक दैट. बोल सॉरी
सेल्स में रह करके आ जाता है वो. So I was like, so do you want more than? But I always believed in FSG. Like I'll be very honest, मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि though they have their wrongdoings and things like that, but FSG as an owner is, I won't go as far as UTY when he said they are the best owners in the league currently, but they are certainly one of the top three, because I like
who do you think is equal to them in the league, Shubham?
So if you want like ऊपर से नीचे पूरा अगर आप देखोगे तो I think Leicester's owners are pretty good, right? When you talk about the things that they've achieved in terms of profitability and transfer strategy and anything like that. So I think Leicester's owners are maybe better than them. उसके अलावा again Roman था. Now Roman is not there, and we still have to say see what Todd does and the consortium does. But yeah, और उसके अलावा like other owners are also there. But yeah, top 3 में आ जाते हैं PSG. They do good work, and this is my final opinion. And I believe if they will, until unless like लाला ने बोला कि यार मैड्रिड जैसा कोई क्लब जाकर के नहीं उसको हड़काएगा और डॉर्टमंड को बोलेगा मेरे को बेलिंगम दे. So we'll be waiting and watching. And good player is always better than a replacement or a stopgap player, and we've learned that over the years, Andy Carroll and others included.
Fair. Shubham.
Fair enough.
Shubham, brother, thank you so much, bhai. We will say goodbye to you right now, and Ishan will join us right now. Thank you so much, Shubham. We'll
Thanks,
get you on
guys.
once again. Thank you so much, and we'll make
UT
sure
भाई का
that
live vlog for tattoo इसके लिए भी बात कर लेंगे.
हाँ नहीं before Shubham goes, Shubham तेरा tattoo idea तो बता दे. मतलब चल I think ये हक है तेरा. Idea बता दे.
मेरा यार देखो UT भाई बहुत सिंपल है. साला एज अ किंग, मतलब आपने देखा होगा ना विद अ रोब और समथिंग विद अ किंग वाला वैसे
साले मैं मिनिमल कुछ खोज रहा हूँ कि दर्द का वो तुम
पूरा बाल और क्राउन.
मिनिमल कुछ नहीं होना यार, जब जा रहे हो तो फुल ऑन जाओ ना यार.
देखो ऐसे एक लिवर बर्ड होगी उसके अंदर 11 लिखा होगा एट बेस्ट. आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट्स हैपनिंग.
चलो, ऑलराइट गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी.
Thank you. When before Ishan joins us, Ritik, मैं तेरे को पूछना चाहता हूँ because UT ने बोला कि we are reactive not proactive, but इसमें मेरे हिसाब से बहुत बड़ा से Jurgen Klopp का भी है. I think reactive proactive जो हम बोल रहे हैं, it is all based on what Jurgen Klopp says. So बिकॉज जब भी योगन क्लॉप ने बोला मेरे को ये चाहिए, आई थिंक मेरे हम्बल ओपिनियन में ओनर्स ने बोला हाँ ठीक है तू ले, देखो जो चाहिए ले, पैसा ले, जो भी प्लेयर चाहिए. सो is this more FSG centric conversation we should be having, or is it more Jurgen Klopp centric? इधर मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ should be question Jurgen Klopp because we all love Jurgen Klopp, but मेरा सिर्फ ये ओपिनियन ये है कि चाउमिनी Jurgen Klopp को चाहिए था, चाउमिनी went to Real Madrid, so we wanted a midfielder for sure. But do you think now this is the final call, or that proactive reactive, that feeling of being proactive or reactive is taken by Klopp and not the owners?
I think it's a combination of both, because I mean if you look at Klopp's Dortmund days as well, he likes to work with a smaller squad. I mean comparatively smaller squad. At Liverpool abhi recently, I think if you look at Klopp over the last 7 years at Liverpool, he's evolved himself बहुत. I mean in terms of tactics, in terms of how he approaches and things like that, and he's kind of kept decent squad depth abhi, and we have decent squad depth. I think the only time he really complained was when we had that cluster of injuries, मतलब वो injury season, मतलब दो साल पहले. When in January we weren't signing any center backs, we were playing Reece Williams, Nat Phillips, or we were playing Henderson, Fabinho at center back. And then I think there were like a few press conferences where he really actually kind of was slating that the owners, I mean indirectly was saying that he is helpless and he doesn't have a hand, and we eventually got Kabak and Ben Davies on the last day of the window. But other than that,
हाँ, by the way अभी जो आए हैं वो बाबा रामदेव नहीं है, उनका नाम है ईशान.
पतंजलि doesn't sponsor
हम लोग कोई पतंजलि या कुछ योगा नहीं होने वाला है. ऑल्दो साला भी योगा करता है, लेकिन इनका नाम ईशान है.
ये तो वाडू है ब्रो.
I was gonna say Ishan bhai is looking like Joe Ledley.
भाई लाला तू तो अब्रॉड जाके मतलब तेरा होराइजन बढ़ गया ब्रो।
मतलब अभी
हम लोग रामदेव के स्कोप में रह गए।
पढ़ाना पड़ता है।
सॉरी कुछ बोल रहा था।
हाँ, तो like I was saying, he's been content with the business that we've done. I mean, almost on all occasions, and I think he has like the bigger hand in saying, "Ki, let's wait for this player." For Van Dijk, we did the same. अभी Bellingham का ही केस देख लो. Dortmund sold Haaland, and they've also like let off like that Haaland sized wage from their budget too. They're a selling club. They run on a strict budget as well, and they've made some really good business so far. So abhi they don't. I mean, you can't really force their hand in selling Bellingham this window, because I don't think they have they have any kind of obligation, or they don't have any need to sell Bellingham abhi. And I don't think Bellingham is pushing himself to be sold either, because I think even if you look at it from Bellingham's perspective, I think staying in the Bundesliga for another year would definitely help him a lot. I mean, Dortmund have been linked with Carney Chukwuemeka, matlab Aston Villa ka youngster, who's really really good. So he could potentially be a Bellingham replacement next season. Yeah, they could probably get him this season and integrate him into the team, and next season when they eventually sell Bellingham, he could probably fill that. But लेकिन Dortmund are not forced, so
they're not. That they did that with Sancho as well. By the way, ये question बार-बार शौनक का आ रहा है. So शौनक यार, Gomez is not a good backup, honestly. And again, I'll come to all of you. This is Joe Gomez is Liverpool's future. He's not a good backup, right? So that's what I feel about Joe Gomez. मानस, तेरे को क्या लगता है?
ईशान, मैं तो बहुत बोला, ईशान अभी आया है. ईशान भाई, हम लोग ओरस के बारे में, मोहम्मद साला के बारे में, पोटेंशियली जूड बेलिंगम के बारे में, टैटूज के बारे में बहुत कुछ बात किए, तो आप आधे घंटे लेटर आए हो. बट ईशान, सो फार क्या लगता है, हाउ मच वुड यू रेट अ ट्रांसफर विंडो आउट ऑफ 10?
Absolutely smashing window, man. Like, freaking love this window. Like, I mean, the only small negative in my opinion is Mane ka fee, but then I mean, it's okay. I think it's kind of kya kehte hain, so Liverpool kind of was like, theek hai, buy and let us get Thiago easily, so it's like a repayment of that good faith of something probably. So, but yeah, apart from that, smashing window, man. Like, loving the business, like really, really good stuff being done. Again, like even the Calvin Ramsey backup, really, 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 we needed it, and really good player, man. Really good player. And of course, like we've already, I think, spoken a lot about Carvalho as well. And I think even in the last video, Grizz also spoke really brightly about him, and he's gonna be a smashing player, man. Freaking brilliant player. So yeah, really, really up for this new season now.
मैं तो बहुत पम्प्ड हूँ. मैं अभी पढ़ रहा था कि जो इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स हैं, जो इंटरनेशनल ड्यूटी पे थे, वो 9th को आ रहे हैं. देन वी आर गोइंग टू एशिया एंड एवरीथिंग. यूटी लाला, हैव वी डन इनफ, स्टार्टिंग विद यूटी, हैव वी डन इनफ तेरे हिसाब से टू गेट दैट 1.5 point more than मैनचेस्टर सिटी? देख, मैनचेस्टर सिटी का गैब्रियल जेसूस जा रहा है, स्टर्लिंग जा रहा है, आई थिंक एक और कोई तो प्लेयर जा रहा है, जिनचेंको का मेरे को पता नहीं, फर्नांडिनो जा रहा है, अल्वारेस साइन किया है, और हालैंड. तो क्या लगता है यूटी, वो बिकॉज यार ये तो 19-20 का खेल है यार. कभी कभी मेरे को लगता है वो अगर वो हैंडबॉल दे देते रॉड्रिगो का, तो लीग हमारी थी. लाइक it's those fine as City mentions, fine margins. Do you think we've done enough in this window to actually just get that convert that draw into a win, and that wins us the league?
See, it wouldn't really so apples to apples comparison nahi hai na ye, because think of it this way, the league is not just us playing City and City playing us and then it is decided. There are a lot of other factors which come into play. लास्ट ईयर हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या था? लास्ट ईयर हमारा प्रॉब्लम ये नहीं था कि हम सिटी से हारे हैं या हमने सिटी के अगेंस्ट अच्छा नहीं परफॉर्म किया है. We were facing trouble when we faced teams who were setting up with a low block, and we did not, for better or worse, we do not have that profile of a player. We did not have that profile of a player, I'd say, because I want to talk about someone who could run in from the midfield and probably smash a goal and open the game. We used to have Coutinho. We don't have him anymore. अब एक साइनिंग जिसकी अभी तक हमने बात नहीं करी है, which I think is going to feature to a certain extent, is Fabio. Fabio is definitely gonna feature somewhere
100%.
because the kind of season he has had. मेरे को थोड़ा बीच में भी टाइम मिला तो मैं जाके थोड़ा फैबियो का देखा, मतलब I saw some highlights, I saw some match footage, etc. We have made such an underrated and such a huge signing potentially कि अगर इसने अपने फॉर्म को रेप्लिकेट भी कर लिया, आई एम नॉट इवन आस्किंग हिम टू स्टेप अप इन हिज फर्स्ट सीजन, इफ ही इज जस्ट रेप्लिकेटिंग हिज फॉर्म दिस सीजन, and I understand that PL में there is a step up, so obviously the stats are not going to look the same, the play is not going to look the same, नए teammates हैं, he'll take some time to gel in. उसने अगर 75% भी उतना कर लिया ना जितना वो फुलम में अभी करके आ रहा था, he is already at a better suited to probably start for us than Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott are right now for that
Really?
particular spot. Yes, definitely. मतलब the look at the way he has played, and चैंपियनशिप में भी ऐसा नहीं है कि वो मतलब कोई 19th या 20th प्लेस टीम के लिए खेल के आया है. उसकी टीम आ रही है इधर वापस प्रीमियर लीग में खेलने, if I'm not wrong. Fulham is again back on the up, right?
They were first. Yeah.
And if you look at the kind of link up he had with Mitrovic, who again had a very phenomenal season, but someone who again does not translate well to Premier League. So I can see that he can play well off a target man. If there is a target man, and we just got in target man this window, someone who can obviously play with his back against the basket, against the goal, as well as
Joel Embiid.
I keep switching between NBA and football. It keeps fucking up my analogies. So what I'm saying is कि यार it will also depend a lot on कि अभी सिटी क्या साइनिंग्स करेगी. सिटी के साइनिंग्स खत्म नहीं हुए. सिटी is definitely gonna go out and get Cucurella. ठीक है, वो होगा. And that is going to be a very big signing for City because that releases Cancelo to play in his natural position. And Cancelo is a good bloody fullback. मतलब
Then
he
Walker
is,
का क्या होगा?
बैठा देंगे आप. अगर देखोगे FPL का प्राइस वगैरह रिलीज हुआ है, राइट? If you see Walker's price, Walker is priced I think at 5, which immediately मतलब सिटी जैसे टीम का स्टार्टिंग राइट बैक जो है ना वो 5 रेट पे नहीं आता. They are also expecting that.
Cancelo is at 7.
I have a theory, लेकिन ब्यूटी भाई आप बताओ.
आते हैं, we'll bounce it off. So हम सिटी से कहीं पे भी, हम सिटी से 19-20 कहीं पे नहीं है. We have a problem that I think we have addressed this season, which was playing against low block and a midfielder who could go in and score goals. I think we have sorted that out with Fabio. If Fabio is able to maintain some semblance of whatever form he had last season, there is no reason why we cannot go out and comfortably win the league. We have, देखो माने ने लास्ट सीजन एंड तक आते आते थोड़ा सा वो पकड़ा था, वरना अगर स्टार्टिंग में याद हो सब मतलब people were almost fed up till one point with Mane, the way he was missing chances. Diaz in his current version and Mane जो उस first half में था उस पे तो upgrade है Diaz काफी अच्छा. So I would not say कि पिछले वाले सीजन में से हम कहीं बैक ट्रैक हुए हैं. We have only gained only. Nunes has also come in. Nunes has had a fantastic season. And yes, obviously this comment that City will be losing a lot of players. So I think it is anybody's game. But if it again, for me, it heavily depends on Fabio. If Fabio is able to do what he has been brought in for, I think we win comfortably.
यार बिफोर यू गाइस से समथिंग ना, मतलब लीग जीतने के लिए ना मेरे को ऐसा लगता है ना कि यस देयर आर अदर टीम्स एंड ऑब्वियसली वो इट्स नॉट लाइक वन ऑफ दोस लीग्स जहां पे 2 games decide the league, वैसा नहीं है. But when we play City, we have to beat them at least once. when we play them at Anfield, वो draw, क्योंकि I always say City are more than okay if they draw a game against us, because we will have our issues with some other teams and City will have that, but turns out we have it more often. We have to beat City at least once. That's where I think that's the biggest, personally I think is the biggest hurdle for us, which we have not crossed whenever we have missed out on the league by, although 97 points जब लाए थे, तो we didn't beat them, right? One we lost and one we drew, right? Same इस बार भी हुआ, we drew both. So उनको एक मैच तो हराना ही पड़ेगा.
Ritvik, you wanted to say something जो यूटी बोल रहा था. You wanted to address that.
I mean, like Yuti said, they're signing Cucurella, who's also quite good. Lekin, I think Cancelo's best position is still on the left. They might still use him on the right. I mean, Guardiola might want to use him on the right. Lekin, I think he tends to be a liability from the right. I don't know. Whenever I see him play on the right, I see him getting exposed way more often. Also like City without Walker is a different team defensively.
For the good or bad?
Bad. Matlab, Walker is like very important for them defensively. Be it City or England, he is not someone who really goes forward and contributes much in attack, but defensively, defending transitions and things like that, he's always there and is really, really important.
Sorry, UT has just sent a text. What?
Ronaldo का आ गया कि Ronaldo is leaving this season. He has already mentioned it to you. मतलब उसने United को already डाल दिया है कि
वो तो पहले ही आ गया था. ऑनस्टाइन ने ट्वीट किया था कि he has said that if you get a good offer then
if a suitable offer comes in then allow him to leave.
अच्छा ये पुराना है क्या? My bad. नहीं, I just saw it right now that people are
आया
ईशान,
कुछ तो आया अभी.
Ishan, do you have anything to add to what just Ritvik mentioned?
To be honest, like I feel with respect to, say, if you talk about City, see, even if we say that, for example, Cancelo is maybe like a bit of a like he's not at his best position at right back, but the thing is, opposition team कितना ही attack करती है उन्हें, like वो सबसे बड़ा issue है, like they think that it's not feasible to attack them. So even if Cancelo looks weak at right back, not a lot of teams actually attack them to really exploit the space also. So that is one issue. And on one point which UTBhai said was that we did not have anybody who was like driving the ball from midfield to forward. I think this season Firmino's injury जो उस वजह से कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी वो बहुत ज्यादा सामने आई, like because the way he connects the midfield and the attack, वो जो छोटी स्पेस में टाइट स्पेस में ड्रिबल करके निकल जाना, वो फर्मिनो की इंजरी से इस सीजन बहुत सामने आई. और एंड आई थिंक इसी पॉइंट पे छोटा सा एक और मतलब एग्जांपल है, like it's not a big sample space but बहुत ही छोटा, like when Keita came on at the end
the Champions League final.
Yeah. So you saw how right how much he was like maneuvering inside, and that is what we want to see from him, and that is his natural game. But again, like because we did not have like Bobby all the time in the center, who Klopp would probably think हाँ ये पक्का पीछे आएगा if an attack, if a counter starts or something like that. He was not sure with the other three players about that. तो उस वजह से केटा का भी मतलब वो instinct थोड़ा Klopp has said like probably like it's seeing in his game that वो control करने को बोलता है उसको, उतना ज़्यादा dribble मत कर. तो I think ये छोटे मोटे factors हैं which have contributed to what UTBhai had mentioned earlier.
I think two teams, and I so agree with Ishan and what UT and Ritvik have just said. Manchester City, such a ball playing side. Like they want to keep possession, and they realized they need another dimension, and they got Haaland. Okay, like अभी तुम लोग और कितने गोल मारोगे? You don't need to score more goals. You need to score when it matters. Like they outplayed, abhi meme aa raha tha 99% possession against Real Madrid. If you remember, sub 1% possession and Real Madrid went. So they need someone who does it at the right time in a different way, non-Pep way, and that's Haaland.
Yeah.
For us, UT has a lot of confidence in Carvalho. Grizz भी आया था. He has a lot of confidence in Carvalho. Ritwik के साथ video किया. He has a lot of confidence in Carvalho, and I hope he's that player because जैसे ईशान बोल रहा था चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल में I was there जब नाबी कीटा आया भाई. हमने इतने chances तो नहीं. We were just driving in the box so often, like we trying to cut back because teams know what we do in our midfield. It's the amount of time that Thiago, Fabinho, Hendo had on the ball. वो लोग they didn't give like they didn't give anything. They were like, हाँ तुम रखो ball, bro. करना है जो करना है करो. They were Real Madrid, bro. Just sitting. We need someone to make it happen, and I really, really hope that Fabio Carvalho is that player. And I mean, it's a very important season for Curtis Jones as well. And सब लोग बोल रहे हैं कि it is probably the make or break season for Curtis Jones. Lala, have you heard anything from the grapevines कि Curtis का क्या होने वाला है ये season या फिर is he going to be loaned or do you think that this is his big season, Lala?
I think this is his big season. He will get a lot of games to play, in my opinion. अगर हमने कोई midfield नहीं sign किया, and I have always said this, like हमेशा इन आपके साथ कि I always wanted कि we should sign someone ball carrying midfielder like a Bernardo Silva City has. Like, and we have signed जो भी है माना वो कितना गंदा इंसान है.
He's a great player. He's a great player.
But he is
fantastic player.
Yeah, he is an amazing player, and we have signed Fabio Carvalho from the looks of it, he looks like the same player, and I feel he can make a difference. And in Champions League final as well, like when Kita came on, he made a difference. But you will still see, we were trying to, like Trent and Robbo try kar rahe the to for the crosses, and we didn't have that much, like हमारे पास उतना height नहीं था to fight for those crosses. Like अगर suppose Nunes होता उस position में, he might have took that chance, and क्या पता वो equalizing goal आ जाता. And we have addressed that problem as well this season, and I feel like these small problems that we have addressed, and backup Calvin Ramsey also, he looks quite solid, and I feel like we can go ahead and win the league this year as well. But एक ही मेरे को थोड़ा डर रहा है, that World Cup जो एक बीच में आके आ गया है, वो that is an issue for me. Like players might get जो rhythm होता है that gets disrupted. Like season खेल रहे हैं, then World Cup खेल के आए, थक गया, क्या हो गया, injury हो गई, तो that is an issue for me. But I personally feel like low block teams के against भी हमने एक problem address किया. But हाँ, जैसा UTI ने बोला, अगर Carvalho replicates his form even 50 to 70%, then we have and I personally feel like he has a bit higher ceiling than Curtis Jones. And Harvey Elliott के साथ मैं उसको compare नहीं करूँगा because he is altogether a different player. But yeah, अगर compare करने जाओ तो he is a bit more talented than those guys. But again, Harvey Elliott is totally altogether a different player. But yeah, I am super pumped for this season as well.
मेरे को ऋत्विक,
yeah, go ahead.
I have a point regarding last season as well. Just look at our record against the top four. We drew every single game. City के साथ दोनों games draw, Spurs दोनों games draw, Chelsea दोनों games draw, and we actually scored quite a few goals. It's not that we didn't score, but City, Chelsea के against, we had, in the first game, I think when we played at Anfield, Reece James was sent off Pele, and we played against 10-man Chelsea and we couldn't do anything. Lekin just forget that was the first game of the season. Initial games of the season, we were just getting into rhythm. Where we were on a high, then we actually dropped points against Brentford because we couldn't keep control in midfield. We couldn't keep the possession. So that time Thiago was out injured.
But that was a one-off, right? The Brentford game, I think, was a one-off.
Same thing happening is Brighton too, na? We had a 2-0 lead Pele, then we completely lost the game. Like they dominated us completely. And against Chelsea as well at Stamford Bridge, we had a 2-0 lead. We started and we got goals, like really cool goals. Salah ka wo goal bhi, it was like world class. But then we let Chelsea play. We didn't keep the ball well in midfield. Maybe we just gave away position really poorly. Spurs ke saath, it was different. The first game, I would say, the referee I hate Paul Tierney. So the second game, it was very hard. Obviously, Conte really got his job done. Lekin that was our main problem, not getting points against the top four. City ke, matlab, you just look at City. They beat Chelsea. They couldn't beat Spurs, but they beat Chelsea and they drew
Couldn't
against
beat
us.
us.
What I feel is like कोई और team City के against आती है, they already admit the defeat even before playing the match. Like अरे City है तो मतलब नहीं जीत सकते. That's how it is. That's what I feel.
So just adding one point on the whole our midfielder thing, like now if we see like how the evolution of our midfield is happening, so we can say Harvey Elliott and Carvalho who can both play the attack and midfield roles. We have Curtis Jones and I'll even say Keita. So all these four players are really good dribblers who can dribble their way out of tight spaces and progress the ball. And we have kind of lacked that since Coutinho left. And I think this is kind of a way of like Klopp changing the role of the midfielders and changing the setup as well in order to be more creative from the midfield and create more chances from there rather than sticking on to our either counter pressing model or like our crossing and generate winning the second balls and making an attack from there. So I think this is how we are probably gonna evolve as a team now, looking at how well we are evolving our midfielders, I feel.
Can I ask one question? It might be a bit controversial. You mentioned Coutinho. The sale of Coutinho just worked wonders for us here because we got what we got. But do we miss a player like Coutinho in our team? I'll ask that again because post that we won the league after 30 years.
Yes.
Post that we won the championship. Post that we got 97 points. We got whatever loads of points. We won so much. We played good football. But then ये कॉन्वर्सेशन से मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि यार वो एक चीज इन द मिडफील्ड व्हिच कुड डू समथिंग डिफरेंट इन सर्टेन गेम्स.
I want UT and Lala to answer this first.
Lala says he'll be back in 2 minutes. UT can answer that first.
Yeah.
Okay. See, we are all so. Coutinho, at least the Liverpool version of Coutinho, was a player of such caliber that any team, वो किसी भी टीम में होता and वहाँ से छोड़ के जाता, they would feel that absence. ठीक है, वो दुनिया की कोई भी टीम हो सकती थी. They would definitely feel the absence.
Yeah.
The good thing for us is कि Coutinho कभी इस सिस्टम में खेला ही नहीं जिस सिस्टम से हमने ये लीग्स जीती, हमने मतलब जो ये कप्स वगैरह जीते. So we can at least अपने को ये समझा सकते हैं कि ठीक है, we never know कि इस सिस्टम में वो खेल पाता या नहीं खेल पाता, because there are certain restrictions which are placed on midfielders in this system.
वो हम लोग तसल्ली दे रहे हैं अपने को या वो थॉट है?
चूतिया बना रहे हैं खुद को भी कह सकते हैं, बट खैर मतलब खेल तो वो लेता ही, let's be honest. But नहीं, बट ये भी है कि देखो इस सिस्टम में मिडफील्डर्स पे देयर इज एक तो बहुत हैवी लोड है. ठीक है, हमारे सिस्टम में मिडफील्डर से ज्यादा हैवी लोड किसी पे है नहीं. Secondly, there are a lot of restrictions on their attacking capabilities which were placed in the earlier seasons, जो कि अभी to certain extent देख रहा हूँ थोड़ी lift हो रही है. Players like Henderson and players like Milner and players like probably say Ox and Keita, all of them actually, ऐसा तो नहीं था कि they were bad attacking players. These players had done well in the past, going forward. But to certain extent इसलिए भी रोक दिया गया था बिकॉज हमारी जो प्रेसिंग है उसमें इफ दे वर कॉट अप हाई इन द पिच तो उनके लिए ट्रैक बैक करके बचाना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता. सो मिडफील्डर्स को रोक दिया. प्लस वी हैड वेरी केपेबल अटैकर्स जिनको सामने जाकर वन पर्सन कुड जस्ट लिंक अप एंड डू द जॉब. सो एनीवेज इट वाज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. हमारे फुल बैक्स एनीवेज बॉम्ब कर रहे थे. सो पीछे आप पूरा खाली नहीं छोड़ सकते. So Coutinho क्या उस रोल में खेल पाता? Yes, but at the same time it would not be the same Coutinho that we remember. The Coutinho that we remember from our brain वो used to be a lone wolf because उस समय क्या ही था? Gerrard was almost at the end. Suarez was gone and Coutinho के caliber का कोई player उस समय था नहीं हमारे पास in that kind of peak years. तो हमें वो याद है कि वो अकेले बचा रहा है, वो चेल्सी के अगेंस्ट उसने वो 45 मिनट्स के अंदर अंदर वो जो कर्लर मार दिया, उसके बाद हम जीत गए. सो ऑल दोज मेमोरीज कम फ्रॉम दैट प्लेस. एक चीज होती है यूजेज रेट होता है एनबीए में. अगेन गोइंग बैक टू बास्केटबॉल, एनबीए में यूजेज रेट होता है. Players like James Harden, players like Kyrie Irving, they have high usage rate and they have good stats.
Yeah.
Because obviously they are using the ball more, so they are going to create better offense out of it. At the same time, you will find, let's take an example of a shooter, probably someone like JJ Redick, who can just come off a screen and hold the ball for 2 seconds and then score. So हमारे यहाँ उसको कितना ही टाइम मिलता कुटिन्यो को ऑन द बॉल. वी हैड सलाह हु नीडेड द बॉल, वी हैड माने हु नीडेड द बॉल, फर्मिनो वाज गोइंग टू होल्ड द बॉल अ लॉट. देयर वाज सिंपली नॉट इनफ टचेस टू गो अराउंड. तो कुटिन्यो अगर आता तो हम ये सिस्टम खेल नहीं पाते, मतलब या कुटिन्यो अगर होता तो हम ये सिस्टम खेल नहीं पाते, या फिर वो कुटिन्यो नहीं रहता जो हमको याद है. तो दैट्स माय टेक ऑन इट.
ईशान,
I'm sorry for the NBA वाला वो, मतलब I
नहीं
don't know.
it makes sense.
It
So
makes sense, man, yeah.
my understanding is that Coutinho needed to be a Klay Thompson and not a JJ Redick to thrive at Liverpool.
Even अगर देखोगे तो Klay Thompson also does not have very high usage rate.
No,
अगर
but
देखोगे
Klay
तो
is
Seattle-
like catch and shoot. No, Klay is catch
Yeah,
and shoot.
exactly. So उसको वो बनना पड़ता. He would have had to.
Exactly. So he needed to be that. Sorry, Ishan.
I feel with respect to Coutinho, as I think UT said, I think he nailed it completely, and I like totally agree with him. And I feel we wouldn't have played this system like the system we know it as is today. And I think we would have shifted to a 4-2-3-1 if Coutinho would have stayed, definitely, in order to like maximize his skill set. So that being said, I don't think, again, like it's again out there in the open, we could have won, we couldn't have won. But from what has happened, like I am happy with the fact that we got Van Dijk and Alisson. And I mean, that's I think probably the best thing we have had since years. And I think last season alone, I think I don't know how Alisson wasn't even mentioned as the player of the year. I mean,
and and both of them have signed an extension as well.
Yeah. And I think it was this guy called James Harrison who does analysis on goalkeepers, and he said that Alisson was worth 15 goals to Liverpool last season in the PL. Just only PL I'm talking about. 15 goals being saved by a goalkeeper is unheard of.
John Harrison.
That's right. So I mean, that is amazing stuff. And how you can't like mention that as a player of the year, it's again like, you know, how people get swayed by the attackers and everybody
He has to
scores
score
goals.
two winners. He has to score 2 winners to be recognized, not one.
He even got an assist for Salah against Norwich.
Yeah.
United.
Yeah.
United तो
United तो
season.
वो तो पहले.
वो अभी भी ताजा है.
अच्छा हाँ भाई अब अच्छा ये यार दिस इज फैंटास्टिक, ये काफी अच्छा चल रहा है, बट वी हैव टू एंड द स्ट्रीम आल्सो. ठीक है, तो जस्ट एन ओपन क्वेश्चन टू एवरीवन. या सो आई विल स्टार्ट विथ यू लाला. व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग फ्रॉम लिवरपूल दिस सीजन?
क्वाड्रुपल बोल दे लाला, तू तो बोल ही दे.
हाँ तू तो बोलेगा.
नहीं क्वाड्रुपल तो सी वर्ल्ड कप नहीं होता तो आई वुड हैव सेड क्वाड्रुपल. but I personally
निधि 5 ट्रॉफीज को क्या बोलते हैं? सॉरी लाला तो वर्ल्ड कप में भी लिवरपूल को बोल देगा. बोलेगा लिवरपूल वो भी जीतेगा.
But I personally feel the way we have signed the players and Salah extension, I feel no, I feel personally I feel like PL or UCL में से एक trophy is definitely gonna come, and I would really want it to be Premier League, to be very honest. And I feel like Fabio Carvalho and the second fiddle team we have, it's also good enough to fight in any of the two cup competitions as well. Like again, if we get near about 2 trophies, if it's a Premier League or the FA Cup or Carabao, I'll be super okay with it. And UCL would be tough just because every team has signed new players, and and at the end of the day, जैसे हम final में गए, it's all about fine margins, and I still believe कि UCL में we will end up till minimum semi-final or final. I feel we can reach there. But yeah, at the end, it's all about the fun matches after that. But I feel like Premier League, we can win this time.
Who wants to go next?
भारतीय को fight.
निधि तू ही बता ना पहले. निधि तू चुप बैठा है काफी टाइम से. तेरे को क्या लगता है? हम तो बात ही कर रहे हैं.
यार स्टार्ट पे बहुत डिपेंड करता है. ये पता है, मैं बहुत बार बोलता हूँ, बट हम सीजन जैसे स्टार्ट करते हैं ना, उस पर बहुत डिपेंड करता है कि क्या होगा. क्योंकि पहले क्या हो रहा था, वी यूज्ड टू सी दैट हमारा जो स्लंप था वो जनवरी वगैरह में होता था. अभी इट इज ऑल लाइक जैसे ब्राइटन का यू गाइस स्पोक अबाउट, फिर दैट ड्रॉ अगेंस्ट फिर दैट ड्रॉ अगेंस्ट सिटी, ब्रेंटफोर्ड, सिटी. आई मीन सिटी वी टुक द लीड, ड्रू. चल चेल्सी तो मतलब दिसंबर जनवरी में हुआ फिर से.
अगर यूनाइटेड को अगस्त में हरा दिया, अगस्त 20th को मैच है, the confidence would be at the next level.
That's actually true.
हाँ, तो वो सब मतलब आई थिंक स्टार्ट पे बहुत डिपेंड करता है. बाकी मैं प्रेडिक्शंस तो करता नहीं हूँ, बट आई थिंक वी हैव अ गुड टीम. आई थिंक वी हैव एवरीथिंग दैट टू compete basically.
Ishan, you want to go for it? What do you think is going to happen in the coming season?
I mean, for me, it's everything is going to depend upon the availability of our midfielders. I mean, I'm saying this if we are not signing any other center midfielder this window. If we are not, then it all depends upon how fit they are. I mean, as you guys mentioned at the start of the show that Henderson, Milner is not like the Milner we used to know. Henderson is a bit injury prone. We have seen Keita fighting with few injuries as well. So, I mean, how durable is our midfield? It all comes down to that. I mean, if say we get a couple of injuries somewhere in the start of the season and we are throwing say probably like Curtis Jones or Fabio or Harvey Elliott right there in the mix to like play against the top teams, and just in case they do not deliver, then it's going to be pressure onto them to perform even more and more. So again, like it's all for me, it's all going to depend upon the midfielders' durability. But that being said, as I totally agree with Lala, I think we can still compete and win either the Premier League or the Champions League because we are so bloody good.
Ritvik?
ईशान, लाला और निधि भाई, आप तीनों ने, I mean, you guys have like put it properly. I mean, the only comment that I have is कि I would like the team to focus more on the Premier League and the Champions League this season, even if it means letting go of the cup competitions and leaving it to the fringe players. I mean, we did the same last season and we ended up in the finals, so that's actually bonus. So last season we had Minamino to score and help us in the domestic cups. Hopefully someone steps up similarly this season. Oxho, I don't know, Simikas, Ramsey, whoever.
I think even Carvalho and Elliott will be given a lot of minutes in the cup to just get back into the rhythm and get to know the team better. Yeah.
But I still feel we should prioritize on the league and the Champions League. Bas.
Yuti, your last words before we end it.
तेरा कैमरे को क्या हुआ?
मेरा कैमरा, I have no idea what has happened. I was just sitting and it is just conked off.
वो FSG की इतनी आज वो हो गई है, क्या कहते हैं, प्रेस, तो वो कैमरा भी बंद हो गया.
यूटी भाई क्या लगता है? I mean, so obviously we do something before we should do something before July 30, which is the charity shield, the community shield. But what are we thinking? What are we expecting?
Okay, so unlike Nidhi bhai, I do predictions all the time. I'm just going to go with predictions. League by at least 5 points.
We're winning.
We'll win the league comfortably.
Where is that?
Put something on stake, Yuti. Put something on stake.
Yuti, which tattoo are you getting if you win the league?
UTOP. No, I won't get a tattoo. I will probably what should I do?
Get a piercing.
I'll name my next dog. Nahin, yaar, chodo, nothing.
don't get animals involved here, bro. Please.
I was
उसको
thinking
करो
I'll name
देखो,
my next
that
dog
would-
Lorente or something, but then
Laurenti.
okay, fine. So league by 5 points. I genuinely have a dreadful feeling that City will win the UCL this year, and I believe we will be involved in both the cup competitions at least till semis, and go ahead and win one of them. That is, I think,
That's a
where I am right now.
that would be an amazing season.
Yeah.
Chal Manas, let's close it.
Bro, मैं तो सिर्फ यही बोलना
वो पहले ही
चाहता हूँ
क्लोज
कि
कर
भाई लोग-
चुके हैं अब.
हाँ मतलब
मानस का मीटर डाउन हो चुका है ऑलरेडी.
देख देख अभी मैं कैमरा चेंज करता हूँ, रुक जा अभी तू मीटर चेंज की बात कर रहा है. If you can see me on this camera, it is still there.
Yes. Yes.
वेबकैम नहीं चल रहा है, सिर्फ वेबकैम नहीं चल रहा है ब्रो. That's the issue. So इस पे मैं एंड करता हूँ. I just feel that what we achieved last season, bhai log, was remarkable. Like it's not that we have to achieve or we have to improve a lot more. Like it's not that we have to like do a lot more, but I mean it's Liverpool, man, and the last time we lost the Champions League final, the next 2 years were pretty good for us. So I'm just hoping. And Jurgen Klopp ने बोला यार इस्तांबुल का तुम लोग बुक कर लो. तो अगर क्लॉप ने बोला है तो मैं तो बुक नहीं करूंगा बिकॉज मेरे पैसा नहीं है. बट आई एम श्योर वी विल बी देयर. I'm sure we will do something good next season. I'm very, very optimistic. But I know this was the first episode of the 5-sub rule. Thank you so much, you guys, for
We'll
doing
involve more people. काफी लोग आएंगे, but this was the first.
Thank you so much, guys, and until next time, up the fucking Reds, man.
Cheers. Bye.
Good night, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
अरे लाला तो एक्चुअली चलेगा ब्रो.